Ford. I'm a US immigration lawyer here in London. Today we're going to talk about 3 common mistakes we see with E-2 visa applications. Number 1, your investment amount is too small. And here, size really does matter for the E-2 visa, and it's probably one of the most popular questions we get as immigration lawyers. How much do I need to invest? And the answer is it depends. There's no magic number, although many lawyers will tell you that a good rule of thumb is $100,000. But it is possible to get away with less than that, depending on the nature of your business. For example, if you have very low overheads, if you're a services-based company or a consultancy or something like that, then you may not need to spend as much to get your company up and running. The other thing to think about is something called the proportionality test. And this is best illustrated through a simple example. Basically, if your business is worth $100,000 and you've invested $75,000 or even $50,000, that might be enough. But if your business is worth, say, $1 million or $5 million and you've still only invested $50,000, that probably isn't going to impress the consular officer adjudicating your application. So people ask, how do I reach that $100,000 figure, for example? Especially if you only have a low overhead kind of business. And it depends really. It could be that you prepay a lot of stuff. So for example, instead of spreading your 12 months of office space rent out over the course of a year, you just pay that all in one go. That counts towards your investment amount. So there, instead of say, $1,000 investment for 1 month's rent, you've got $12,000 straight off the bat. So there are ways around that and ways that you can bump up that figure. Lawyers' fees also count if you're interested. Okay, moving swiftly on. The second most common mistake we see with E-2 visa applications is not enough US job creation. So this is the marginality requirement of the E-2 visa, which says that you'll have to go to the US not just to support yourself and your family. Your investment is going to create US jobs and generate business growth in the US. And so this is where a credible business plan becomes really important, because you can demonstrate through statistics and data that you plan to reach a certain level of growth within a certain time frame. The other red flag in this context for consular officers is bringing over too many non-US employees. They really want to see that job creation in the US for obvious reasons. So just something to be mindful of. Number 3, last but not least, the company structure is too complicated. Have you ever played a board game where you don't know the rules, you've never played it before, so you ask someone who does know to explain the rules, and you sit there for half an hour while they explain these incredibly elaborate rules that you just don't understand. It makes no sense. You're sitting there, you're like, what the hell is going on? Why can't we just play Cluedo? It's the same with company structures for consular officers. You want to make it as simple as possible for anyone reviewing your application to understand how your business meets the requirements of the E-2 visa, specifically ownership and control. That's where it gets a little dicey with company structures. So if you can't explain it in a paragraph, it's probably too complicated. You want to avoid that as much as possible.